What's going on, guys? Karen back again from Attack on Anime, and this is just getting ready for the hype of the Hunter x Hunter manga return with Chapter 350. And pretty much what I'm going to be doing today is a series review from where the anime ended and where the manga in the new arc started up until the latest chapter, which is 349. So about 340 to 349. I'm going to be doing spoilers in this, so if you aren't caught up, this is not the video for you. Go read the chapters and then come back. And that was your one warning, so now we're going to get into it, guys. So pretty much where the manga picks up is exactly where the anime left off. We pick up with Gon talking to his dad, and his dad is pretty much telling him there's whole continents out there, there's a whole world out there that Gon isn't open to yet. And there are certain things that Gon is going to need that Jing himself does not even have. He tells him he needs 4 requirements, which are permission, route, qualification, and negotiation. And with these things, he's just like, these are the things you're going to need to understand the world that you're about to enter into. And we find out in this arc that Gon can't even use Nen anymore, because since he's been brought back with that wish, he's been brought back as a normal boy. So he's kind of lost his drive. Since he can't use Nen, he lost his drive to go out into the world and follow Jing around, studying the world and getting these requirements that Jing told him he needs. But the main bulk of this arc is about the Dark Continent, which is essentially a continent that people have tried to explore before, but nobody's ever returned from it alive. Like, everyone that's gone there has died or come back and then died. And they said when they come back, they brought these things known as the 5 calamities with them. And each of these calamities brings, like, horrible disease, horrible types of deaths to the people that try to go into the Dark Continent. And there's also these things known as the guides to the Dark Continent. They're like described as a beastly race, and essentially they're the only ways to even attempt to get close to the Dark Continent. Chairman Netero's son, known as Beyond, is planning an expedition of the Dark Continent. Now, the chairman forbid them from going to the Dark Continent up until his death. So after he died in the Chimera Ant arc, Beyond was just like, all right, now's my time to tell everybody about I'm his son, because nobody even knew about his existence before then. But he resembles Netero so much that everybody's just like, he must be Netero's son. And he's just like, I'm leading an expedition to the Dark Continent. Whoever wants to come can come along. And the association, along with the 10 Zodiacs, notice how I said 10. There aren't 12 anymore because Jing and Parastone quit being Zodiacs. So the 10 Zodiacs arrest Beyond, and they're just like, alright, you can go to the Dark Continent, but we're going to be monitoring you the whole time to make sure you don't do anything that you're not supposed to be doing over there. But with this comes the speculation that Beyond may have allies that are secretly spies among the association, and mainly speaking that one of the Zodiacs may be a spy in this conspiracy with Beyond, because people are thinking once Beyond gets over there, whoever his allies are going to help him make a prison break. So in order to combat this, they need to replace the 2 Zodiacs that left. One of them being Leorio, because they need his experience as a medical doctor, and they offer him incentive to come along. But that's not the only reason they want him along. They also want him along to convince Kurapika to come along. And now Kurapika is a person we have not seen for a while in the anime or the manga. And I was just like, oh my god, I need to know, like, what has Kurapika been doing? And Kurapika has essentially still been hunting down his family eyes. And they offer him incentive as well, because they're just like, we may have information on the location of some of the eyes you've been looking for. This Prince guy has some, and if you help us out, because he's coming on the journey too. So if you help us out, we'll help you out. So Kurapika agrees to use his ability to help the Zodiacs out. Now, essentially what Kurapika's ability is that he's using is essentially a lie detector. They have lie detectors set up to interview people who are trying to come on the journey to make sure that they're not Beyond's allies. But they have Kurapika there as an extra backup, because he's just like, yeah, the lie detector missed this guy. This guy's full of shit. Like, he's not with us. He's with Beyond, so don't let him go. Excommunicate him. And Beyond is even starting to notice, like, okay, you guys have someone pretty strong on your side. And even Beyond's allies are just like, yeah, man, we made it past the lie detector, but they have this guy with this ability that's just like, no, you're not. You're full of it. Bye. Another cool thing about this arc is actually getting to see more of Jing and more of Paraston, who we saw a lot of Periston and Jing in the final arc of the anime, but it wasn't really expanding on their character too much. We know that they have like a rivalry with each other because they're just, Jing is just like, whatever Periston is doing, it can't be good for the association. So by any means necessary, I have to stop him. So what Jing does is infiltrate Periston's little sect, and he's just like, listen, I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna be at least the second guy on the tier list, and I'm gonna be running everything that's gonna be going on the Dark Continent, or else you all are gonna die. Periston agrees for reasons that we don't know until later, but apparently he agrees in order to try to see Jing's abilities, because he doesn't know what Jing's abilities are. We just know by this point that Jing can mimic people, because there's one point where he mimics the shot that Leorio gave to him. Now, if you remember in the 13th Chairman election arc, when Leorio punched the crap out of Jing, and Jing kind of let it happen, and they kind of like alluded to that in the anime, and I never really understood why, but now I understand why, because he was just like, since I got hit by that, now I can copy it. So it's essentially kind of like he's Kakashi with the Sharingan, but without the Sharingan. I want more explanation on why he can do this, like how his power exactly works. But seeing him and Periston headed off is like an amazing battle, because you can tell they have such an immense respect for each other, but it's just like, ooh, they just had this tingling feeling like, man, I don't trust you, I want to get the upper hand on you, but without killing you. And the final thing is I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right, the Kaking Prince. And there are 14 of these princes, and they're all in a competition to be a king. So essentially everybody going to the Dark Continent has their own motives for why they want to go and what they need to do there. And then you have stuff going on in the background with spies being into it. Beyond obviously has his own motives, which have not been revealed yet. He's been calm, cool, and collective up until this point. And then near the end of the arc, well, at the arc so far, we get introduced to the Kakin Prince and how they're competing with each other, essentially, to become king. I assume they mean like king of their country. And I'm just like, okay, so you guys are going to be trying to kill each other, but what is that going to have to do with like the main story? I'm interested to see how this is going to conflict with the main story and conflict with what everybody else is doing. Because essentially, I don't even know what they're going over there for. They're just kind of going over there to see how far they can make it, essentially. Because no one's ever returned from this alive or unscathed. So they're just pretty much like testing the waters. The fourth Kakin Prince is hiring bodyguards. And this throws Kurapika off because Kurapika is essentially like, this is the person that has my eyes. And he's just like, if this guy has bodyguards, then Beyond's allies could potentially infiltrate this way, another way. Because Kurapika essentially said, alright, I'm going to block off every way that Beyond's allies can possibly get in. But if they get in by being a bodyguard, they can still potentially have access to free Beyond while he's in the Dark Continent. And they still have to deal with the mole in the Zodiacs. Because they find out that Sayu is essentially the traitor in the Zodiac. So now they're planning on when to arrest him so they don't cause too much suspicion with Beyond. And they don't like cause a disturbance in the plan. Because essentially, if one section of this army goes wrong, this whole mission could get like screwed over and everybody could die. That's how dangerous the Dark Continent is. Because it's so unpredictable. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for the Dark Continent arc so far. I am so excited for the manga's return. I hope this video will be out before the manga returns. But if it's not, I'm still going to be doing weekly reviews once Chapter 350 comes out. It starts next week as of the recording of this video. I'm so hyped and so ready to get these reviews going. I have a bunch of topic videos planned just to keep the Hunter x Hunter hype going. And I'd like to hear your guys' suggestions. Like, what in Hunter x Hunter would you like me to talk about? I plan on talking about who my favorite character is and what my favorite arc was. If you have any other suggestions on topic videos you want to hear about Hunter x Hunter, because there's just so much in this anime that I can go over, whether it be old or new. If you want me to talk about it, let me know in the comments down below. And also give me your predictions for what you think is going to be happening in the arc that when it continues. Like, what are your predictions for Kurapika? What are your predictions for Gon? I really want to know, like, when and how he's going to get his Nen back. because I can't wait to see that, and especially going to the Dark Continent, and we haven't even seen Killua yet, so there's just so much left to see and so much left to predict. So let me know down in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video, share it around, and subscribe for more content. But until next time, guys, peace.